Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Waterloo. Welcome to our campus. How's the start of your day going so far? Okay. Still need to find the coffee on campus. I think once we get into the faculties, I think I've heard from some of my colleagues that you're going to be able to find lots of good refreshments there. But yeah, welcome to the University of Waterloo, and thank you for starting your day with us here and learning about campus housing. How many of you had an early start this morning? Yeah, okay. What if your commute was only 3 minutes? 5 minutes or 10. So that could be possible if you decide to live on campus, one of our residence options, which you're going to learn more about today. And we do have a first year residence guarantee as well, which you're going to hear a little bit more of as well. But I found that's not the only benefit of living in residence. I chose to live in residence for 3 of my years, and I found it was the best way to meet people, the most convenient way to ease into life as a university student. So whether you're from in town or you came from out of province, highly recommend that you consider our residence options here at Waterloo. And we're going to hear more about them from our presenters, Christine McDonald from Campus Housing and Jameson Olheiser from St. Jerome's University, one of our university colleges. So Christine works in marketing for Campus Housing, and she is the campus housing staff, and the campus housing staff work year-round to put students first with a focus on academia and social integration. And Christine will be at the Student Life Center, or the SLC, after the presentation if you have any questions about living in residence. And then, as I mentioned, we have Jameson, who is the admissions and recruitment coordinator for St. Jerome's University, and he'll be talking to us about the university college options that we have here as well. So let's get things started with Christine and Jameson.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Well, yes, I'm Christine. I'm from Campus Housing, and this is Jameson from St. Jerome's. We're going to go through all things housing today. I know that there are probably many questions that you have. We're going to save them to the end for a Q&A period, and then you can also find us on campus after. So a couple things that we're going to go through is why to live on campus. I don't know if any of you are from the region of Waterloo and are still considering housing for your first year, which is very common and which we always like to see, or if you're far away, but what are the benefits to living on campus? We're going to go through what campus housing is and who the university colleges are that are all within the first year. So why do we live on campus? We know that it is a huge component to the first year experience, to transitioning into university life, and of course the proximity to classes. But for Waterloo, we have about 81% of students who say they come here or they live on campus for their first year for the academic advantage. And what is that academic advantage? So Dr. Hen Shalon, she's a research analyst that works right within campus housing, and she studied students who did a 4 and 5 year degree, and how compared to students who lived on campus in their first year to students who did not live on campus in their first year. So these were her findings. I'm going to read them for maximum impact. But over 5 consecutive terms, first year students living on campus consistently showed significantly better academic performance than their off-campus peers, evident in their GPA. So in addition to that, students who lived on campus in first year compared to those who didn't were also more likely to graduate. Waterloo offers a first year housing guarantee. We see a lot of these housing guarantees dropping off in Ontario, but Waterloo has consistently offered it year after year. So what does that mean? That means that as long as a student accepts their offer to Waterloo and applies to the residence guarantee by the deadline and pays a $500 deposit, they will be guaranteed a bed for their first year. So with that, when you apply to the first year guarantee, when the June deadline comes up, students can be sent a campus housing preference form, or if they apply to the colleges, they'll be in touch. They'll hear from the colleges about next steps to what their fall is going to look like. Beds on campus. So Waterloo, we're able to provide that guarantee because we have a lot of beds. Campus housing is actually the 3rd largest housing organization in Canada. We have 5,742 beds. About 5,000 of those are first year beds, and then we have housing for upper year students, grads, and families. Then there are the 3 university colleges included in the guarantee. That's United, St. Jerome's, and Renison. They're all smaller communities, so they'll show a smaller number of beds, but once again, everyone would have access to these communities and to apply to these communities. So we're just going to go through a little overview.
Welcome to the University of Waterloo. You accepted your offer of admission and are ready to apply for the first year residence guarantee for fall. The first step in the guarantee asks you to select a preferred residence community. You'll have the option to select from campus housing, St. Jerome's University, Renison University College, or United College. What do they have in common? All are located right on campus, so your commute is minutes on foot. All offer a great experience that fosters a sense of community. Now for the main differences. University College residences have an all-you-can-eat meal plan exclusively in the residence cafeterias. Campus housing has a range of meal plans for you to select from, where some are mandatory and others are optional. Campus housing meal plans can be used within campus housing eateries, as well as 25 other restaurants on campus. Campus housing offers single and double traditional style rooms, suite style residences, and townhouses. They're the home of over 20 living learning communities under arts and business, global business and digital arts, kinesiology and health sciences, public health sciences, recreation and leisure studies, science, and honors mathematics. Renison University College has the lowest dawn-to-student ratio on campus, offers single and double rooms, and is home to 3 living learning communities. Renison also offers a vibrant student experience, including unique activities, bus trips, and leadership opportunities designed to nurture student success. United University College is a small community offering spatial traditional style double rooms. They offer 5 living learning communities, including Faculty of the Environment, Women in Engineering, La Bastille French Room, Human Rights and Law, and an Indigenous residence community. The St. Jerome's residence experience emphasizes whole person formation through student programming that develops leaders of vision, conscience, and service. A few of the exciting St. Jerome's amenities include a gymnasium, an art room, and offers both single and double traditional style rooms. Hopefully this paints a clear picture for you. Regardless of where you live, all 4 options are great communities where you can thrive both academically and socially. Choose one that best suits your needs for your first year on campus. Visit the undergraduate programs webpage for more information.
Okay, so Rock mentioned living learning communities in that video. Campus housing, Renison, and United all offer living learning communities, but what are they? They're areas within residence that are housed by certain students from specific programs or faculties. So for example, campus housing has a GBDA, living learning community, so students from that program will all be grouped together. They will be assigned a peer leader who is hired through the faculty, and that peer leader could do one-on-one sessions. They will organize study sessions and basically an added benefit in addition to a dawn. So these are the living learning communities that are offered. Some people like to take pictures of this if you like, but you can visit all of them today, either in the faculties or at the residence communities themselves. So I'm going to go through campus housing and exactly what we offer. So campus housing actually has 8 residence communities. The ones in the top are traditional style residence communities for first years. Then we have suite style residence communities for first years and upper years. And then we offer housing for grads and families. The majority of incoming first year students live in traditional style housing. So that is like your standard dorm where you have a single room or a double room with a roommate. Your bathrooms are shared across the hall, and you would take all your meals in the cafeteria or eatery that's within that traditional style residence building. So these our traditional style buildings also have many different facilities and buildings and different community rooms that we have. So there's gyms, there's outdoor basketball courts, we have music rooms, multi-phase rooms, there's even bike storage. Great halls can have large community events. And there's also in addition to that, we have large study rooms. Do I need to click?
Hi, my name is Piper. I'm a first-year psychology student. I live in Village 1, which is a traditional style residence, and I have my own room. So
Oh, that's okay. We can go through suite style. Our suite styles are like, oh, we're gonna try it again.
hi, my name is Piper. I'm a first-year psychology student. I live in Village 1, which is a traditional style residence, and I have my own room. Something really great about Village 1 is the meal plan. It's really easy to pop apart, and it's also very accommodating to all dietary issues.
Okay. That's okay. Thank you, Piper. So suite styles are like apartments. 35% of incoming first-year students may live in a suite style apartment. They're fully furnished. We have 2, 3, and 4 bedroom suite. However, the 2-bedroom suite is actually 1 single room and 1 double room. They have a kitchen, a common area, and a 1 to 2 bathrooms per suite, and meal plans are optional. Sorry, everyone. So the thing with campus housing is that as the main differentiator, as we said, we have optional and mandatory meal plans. Within traditional style residences, meal plans are mandatory. And within suite style, meal plans are optional because students have access to that kitchenette where they can cook all their meals. A lot of students who do end up living in suite style residences end up getting a meal plan, and it's just like a quick jump across the path to an eatery within a traditional style building that will have a full kitchen. I don't know where we're going to go back to, but so what happens in the campus housing preference form is you're able to choose which meal plan you would like. So if it's mandatory, you would have 3 to choose from. If it's optional, you do not have to include a meal plan, or you can choose from 3 different optional. With campus housing, you can eat at any of the restaurants.
Hi, my name's Dave. The first year of house.
Thanks. With campus housing meal plans, you can eat at any of the eateries on campus and up to 25 restaurants that are on campus as well. So it's just a tap of your walk card wherever the student is. They're able to access food or meals, snacks from anywhere on campus.
So hi, everyone. Just as a reminder, my name is Jameson Oheiser. I'm the Admissions and Recruitment Coordinator at St. Jerome's University. And St. Jerome's University is one of the federated partners to the University of Waterloo. So over the next few slides, as long as everything is working here, we're going to be going over the University College residences and what they offer on the main University of Waterloo campus. Look at that. Okay, so what some commonalities are across all of the University College residences themselves are all-you-can-eat meal plans. And this is really, really useful for a lot of students, knowing that your fees is kind of lumped together with your all-you-can-eat meal plan. You need as much as you want within your designated time limits for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so that's something that's unique for the University College residences. What's also very beneficial for a lot of them is a supportive and tight-knit community, right? So we want to ensure that a lot of our, that all of our students have as many resources and supports as much as possible. And that's something that's integrated within each university college as well. They're located, as you can see on the map on screen there, right within the heart of the University of Waterloo campus. We're close to a lot of different faculty buildings like arts, environment, science, health, and so forth. So especially if you're entering into those programs, they might be beneficial choices just in case if you're a little bit of a late riser in the morning. And then last thing I'll mention here as well is Conrad Grebel. So Conrad Grebel is the 4th university college that's designated with a kind of, oh, wow, that didn't work out too good. There we go. It's designated with a red dot at the bottom of that red circle there. And so Conrad Grebel is separate from the first year residence guarantee. So on your first year residence guarantee form to complete your residence or to apply for it, you'll notice that there's St. Jerome's, Campus Housing, Renison, and United. Those 4 options you can select from. Conrad Grebel is a separate application. You can do that whole process before you have to commit to the first year guarantee, but it could be another option for you that you want to look into, and you can look into it today as well. So first off, we're going to start with Renison. So Renison has one of the lowest student to dawn ratios. A dawn is typically an upper year student to help support first year students as they get to residence.
And it's about 1 to 22 students for that dawn ratio. They have 3 specific living learning communities at Renison, and that's also accompanied by 100+ paid and volunteer student leadership positions. There's various community events, there's college dinners, these like off-campus field trips and things like that that students can partake in throughout Southern Ontario. And lots of ways to get involved at Renison. There's also Renison-specific scholarships and awards to help fund your financing and so forth. What is also unique with the Renison is you get $100 in flex, what we call flex dollars to use at other eateries and so forth. So now we're gonna hopefully, as long as it works here, we're gonna go into a video.
Hi, my name is David, a fourth-year engineering student at Waterloo and a Don at Renison. Come on in. Renison believes in inclusion, belonging, and student leadership with over 100 paid and volunteer positions for you to get involved. We also provide traditional and link-style double an all-you-can-eat meal plan, and the lowest student ratio anywhere on campus. We also focus on providing support to equity students.
All right, we almost got through it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we also have United College. So United College, like Renison, also has 3 living learning communities, except at United, they're going to be women in engineering, environment, human rights, and law. There's 1 dawn to every 25 students, so also very comparable to Renison. There's also spacious traditional and double rooms with privacy barriers and traditional rooms with en-suite washrooms. So again, as for which university college you're going to be looking at for residence or on campus, a lot of them will have different room kind of styles and so forth. And so I encourage you folks today, if you can go to those residences and tour them, it's going to be really helpful in just understanding what community best fits yourself. They also have various clubs and activities like Renison 2, so Residence Council, a green team, free weekly yoga, and a women's varsity basketball team booster club as well.
My name is Callie, and I'm a business student. At United, I've been able to build a wonderful community away from home. Part of that has been the Human Rights and Law LLC, where I had a dedicated peer leader who supported me in my career goals. But what makes United really, really special is our community. Every month, we come together for a community dinner, and once a week, I join Res Council, where we plan prom and our annual talent show, Black Forest. Beyond that, every night at 10 p.m., I go down for toast time, where our dogs roll out a toast card with lots of spreads. It's a great time to hang with friends.
Okay, that one actually worked, which is good. So we also have St. Jerome's University. So St. Jerome's University has a mix of single and double dorm style residence rooms as well. Accompanied from those with those different residence rooms, we also have an art room, a music studio, a fitness room, a gymnasium. We also have multiple student lounges and designated study spaces for students. Again, same thing here with St. Jerome's, there's various leadership opportunities here. So whether you wanted to be a student ambassador, a pure academic leader, you wanted to actually work in the different areas within our St. Jerome's campus, that could be an opportunity for you as well to kind of increase your university involvement. And so that's also at St. Jerome's. And then lastly here, we also have evening access to a residence kitchen, which is added on obviously to your all-you-can-eat meal plan. So if you want to do some do-it-yourself like cooking and things like that, some baking, you're more than welcome to use that space at St. Jerome's as well.
Living in St. Jerome's is great. It's so close to campus, only a 3-minute walk. And it also makes it for a much easier transition from high school to university with the all-you-can-eat meal plan. You don't have to worry about the declining balance. Also, just with a close-knit community, you can eat with people in the past. There's lots of different events, things like our gala, community dinners, wine and cheese night, hot put, all sorts of different fun ways to get involved for first years and for upper years alike, and get to know lots of different people and make a long-lasting friendship.
Okay, and last but not least, we have Comrade Grable. So at Comrade Grable, they have a multi-year residence community. So whether you're entering into first year, second or third year, you can apply to all of the university colleges, including Comrade Grable, if you wanted to return and still keep that residence experience going. It's obviously supported by upper year students. So Comrade Grable is known to have quite a few upper year students to help kind of guide first year students throughout the residence experience. And residence specific scholarships and awards are available too. So one thing to know, folks, is any students, undergrad student from the University of Waterloo can apply to these university college residences. So whether you're in engineering, math, environment, health, whatever it may be, you can apply to these as well. Facilities at Conrad, they include things like beach volleyball, fitness room, music practice rooms, a chapel, and obviously a whole bunch of silent study spaces as well. There's a basketball pad. and also a fire pit too. So lots of different ways to get involved along with this way, along with this university college. So things like service trips, musicals, talent shows, just to add on to your university experience. So with that, I will pass it back over to you, Chris.
Okay, so what is next today? So just go, when you're going home today, when you're walking around campus, take a look at the different residence communities, take tours. All of campus housing first year residence buildings are open today for tours. You can go up to the villages or you can go down to UW Place. St. Jerome's is open, United College, as well as Renison and Conrad Gable. Think about if you want to live in a living learning community and inquire to see if your program does have a living learning community. Once again, there's just so many added benefits embedded into that within residence, and it doesn't cost anything extra. So definitely take a look. Within the first year guarantee, we're also going to talk about accessible housing too. So yeah. So accessible housing, we do have different offerings for different students should they need it. We know that there's a range of needs, either medical, sensory, or other. So that would be in the first year residence guarantee application where you would start that documentation and start that process. I know later on today there is a presentation on accessibility within Waterloo. So if you're interested, you can check that out as well. So yeah, you can visit our residences. We will be open till 4. There are different areas with On Ring Road that where students or our student ambassadors can direct you. And you can ask them questions too, just to see where you want to go and what suits you best for the day. I recommend if you're going to eat on campus to eat, maybe not in the SLC today, but within the residence buildings. All of the eateries for campus housing are open, as well as the eateries for the colleges. And Renison has a $10 lunch, so that's good. Also, Ronite Village within campus housing, they're offering samples. So within campus housing, like there's normally like 6 to 9 hot food options at a time, in addition to like a salad bar and like some sort of like build your own pasta or burrito bar. So definitely you can check that out. So this is the investment. All the fees are currently listed on the website. Everything has been updated for 2025, 2026 pricing, except for St. Jerome's and United. They're going to be up within the next month. But yes, a lot of people want to take a photo of this while they have it. Something really interesting that the University of Waterloo has is a student calculator. So what happens is, I'll just put that back if anyone has a phone out. The student calculator can give you an idea of exactly what your first year is going to look like. And including your tuition fees, you will add in what sort of residence you wanted to live in. So if that's a traditional style residence with a mandatory meal plan or a suite style residence with an optional meal plan, you can really get an idea for like how much it's going to look like. So it's a good way to plan. Okay, so now is the fun time. Questions. I know we might have missed a few things in the videos, but we're going to take some questions. Come on.
Right. And I should have mentioned too, this is also being live streamed. And so if you are watching the live stream, you can email ask us at uwaterloo.ca or kskus@uwaterloo.ca, and our team will handle that as well. Good tip for students. You always want to be on the lookout for free food. And I know Christine mentioned there's lots of that on campus today, so you get started. Was there any?
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. My question is, how does the first year residence guarantee work if you're a co-op? So are you just guaranteed for the first semester or is the whole year?
No, so is your student like in engineering and possibly having 4-stream? So what happens, a lot of engineers are 4-stream students. So the majority of students are 8-stream, which means they come to school for the fall term and the winter term, and then they have the spring term off. 4-stream students will come to school in fall. they will have a co-op in the winter, and then they will come back to school to finish their first year for the spring term. You apply to the first year guarantee no matter what. The faculty will tell us what stream the student is in, and we assign students based on their academic stream. So if they're fourth stream, we will assign students to housing for the fall term and the spring term. That student will have to move out at the end of the fall term. They'll finish their co-op, and then they'll move back in. So all their belongings go home and then they come back. But we do that. Normally the student doesn't know what stream they're in until after they've accepted their offer, like after June. So yeah, that's something that we deal with. It's not the student's responsibility. Yeah, we offer residents for co-op, but the student would have to apply. So that wouldn't be part of their first year guarantee, but they can apply to live on campus for the winter term, should they want. It's just, it's just the 2 terms of their academic studies.
Hi, good morning. What are the different kind of meal plan and the pricing?
So all the fees is on the food services website. For campus housing, we have optional meal plans and mandatory meal plans. So if a student is in traditional style housing, the meal plan is mandatory, and we have 3 different options. And then for the same thing for optional, there's 3 different options. It's definitely it's definitely something to consider and what the student eats. Like some students, they know they're not big eaters, and they know they're going to eat like cereal every morning in their dorm room because they have like milk and cereal. So they'll get like a lower meal plan. If students are big eaters, they'll get a higher meal plan. If they run out of funds, like it happens maybe to like 5% of students who might be really big eaters, you can always add on to that. The colleges, it's all one price. So it's the residence fee and the meal plan fee in one price, and their meal plans are all included within their residence buildings.
And students in suite style that have an optional meal plan, so they can still get one?
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of them do. But some of them don't, just like for cost reasons, or they know they want to cook all their meals, they want to know what they're eating. Depends.
I had a question about accessibility in housing and whether all of the residences have accessible housing, and specifically with regards to things like visual fire alarms for the board.
Campus housing does for sure, as well as St. Jerome's. There is an accessibility services booth at the Student Learning Center. So you'll be able, if you'd like, to go to them directly to speak to them. We work with accessibility students for students who have accessible housing needs. We work with them within the intake process. So that is an option for your student, and we'd like to continue that conversation.
We do have 15 more minutes, so appreciate everyone's patience as you wait, and as a courtesy to minimize disruptions, we'll have 15 minutes questions still.
Can you speak a bit about the actual process of like how many residences you have to choose in order of preference and that sort of thing once the June 10th state passes?
So first step for residents is to apply to the first year residence guarantee. So once the student, they accept their offer to Waterloo, they are eligible to apply for the guarantee. So that is just a 4-step process where you tell us which residence community you want to live in, and that is campus housing, St. Jerome's, Renison, or United. And then I can't remember. Oh, do you want to live in an LLC? You have to confirm your reported gender and then pay a $500 deposit. So if you decide to live with campus housing, after the June 10th FIBR deadline, you will be sent the campus housing preference form. And that is where you will tell us which residence building within campus housing you would like to live in, behavioral characteristics, should you be placed with a roommate or suite mates, and you'll also tell us what meal plan that you would like. if you decide, or if you rank the colleges in the first year residence guarantee, all your information will be sent over to, say, St. Jerome's, Renison, or United, and then they will continue the intake process with you until the fall. So really the first step is the FIRA application. And then after June 10th, that's when students are divided up into the different residence communities. Are you thinking like residence areas or residence buildings? So with residence buildings within campus housing, you are going to rank them all. You can't get and to complete the form, you have to rank all of them.
So for those of you that are looking at the University College residences as well, just note that the Conrad Grable residence that I mentioned, that one is a completely separate form, and that's the one that didn't get mentioned as well. So if you want to again apply to Conrad Grable, you're more than welcome to do that one. That form and completion, all that is prior to the ranking and so forth. So if you want to apply to that one, you can do that as well. Another quick note about St. Jerome's University too. So for students enrolled in honors arts or honors arts in business, you get a little bit of a heightened preference to be to the St. Jerome's residence. And then we also have a separate residence QR code that you can scan for additional info that we can gain from the student that could increase your chances of getting into the St. Jerome's residence. Just a little bit of context.
And also just for those of you who have an offer or are still waiting on them, you have until June 2nd to accept your academic offer. And then the housing one is not due until June 10th. So you do have a little bit of time there, and there's no benefit to someone who's submitted that housing form before that date. Everyone will be considered equally.
I just have a question over here for Ben. Okay, so the question is, where are the suite styles? Mackenzie King Village in the Villages is suites. UW Place are suites for first year as well. Okay. So they're in two different areas, but if you wanted to visit them, you can definitely go.
Well, what happens after the first, second, third year? How comprehensive is that for students to get back on residence?
Yeah, so upper year students, living on campus has become more and more popular with upper year students over the last few years. I think that's really because the cost of residence is really equal to the cost of living off campus now, and there's so many added benefits. For campus housing, we have separate upper year communities, and we have a separate upper year application. Those go on a first come, first served basis, and we encourage students to apply as soon as the application opens, because we don't have enough beds for the amount of students that apply. I know St. Jerome's has housing for upper year students, as does Renison and United. So living on campus is still very much an option for students. It's just a matter of planning.
When do the applications open for upper year students?
Ours opens in January. So if a first year student wanted to apply to live on campus for their second year, they're gonna wanna look at our important dates page in January.
So for the university colleges specifically, what will end up happening is when students complete their preference forms, when they find out the residence that they've actually gone, whether it's their first or their second choice. For instance, if they got St. Jerome's University as their residence, we would then follow up with the student with regards to preferences, right? So are you an early riser? Do you stay up late at night? All these like specific questions to get to know what students should be matched with who. So we kind of work with that process to ensure we're matching students that are comparative in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and campus housing does the same thing with our campus housing preference form. We have a whole list of behavioral questions, like what time do you wake up in the morning? Like, do you like to work out? Like all these like different things kind of like to shape their personality. We are like generally really successful at pairing roommates, and almost they might be more successful than students who might come with like a high school friend, right? But generally, like it's an overall a good experience. Like students tend to come with like a more open mind when they have a roommate they don't know, and it's-
But that is a possibility, correct? You're seeing that if
Oh,
people do
definitely.
want to live together, as long as they match, to put each other's names. Kind of awkward if only one person requests it.
yeah. If only one person requested, then.
Here's further question, I guess, you have good success rate of matching roommates, but what happens if you just get it done and you need to switch? Is it into that or, and do you try to keep people from the same faculty together, for example, all the engineers? Or just, that's just random person?
So if the roommates don't, if there's a problem with roommates, that's why we have dons, that's why we have resident life coordinators. There's also a roommate agreement that students are to look at together when they move in and discuss through their don. It's kind of like a little contract between them, and they go back to that. If there are issues, then it is dealt with at a higher level, and yeah, but like if someone, it varies, right? But like it's not common, so it's like, yeah, I know. But what was your other question? Oh. So with living learning communities, we do. Engineering does not have a living learning community. However, Waterloo has thousands of engineers. So the student, like engineers end up living with engineers for that reason alone. If students are in 4-stream, our only 4-stream buildings that are open are at UW Place and Claudette Miller Hall. So there tends to be a high number of engineers that live there, but that's only because of the 4-stream sequence. UW Place and Claudette Miller Hall. But engineers still end up all over campus.
Trying to reflect on my first year and if my roommate would have considered me a dud or not.
I'm just curious about how residents work over the summer. If you're here for a program that's that faculty over summer.
So if he's asking if how residence works over the summer. So the summer, we actually refer to it as spring. So when I'm saying spring term, that means the summer. So if students are coming for the 4-stream spring term, then we would assign them to UWP or CMH.
Is that something you have to put down on the form, or is that just inferred from what program you're going into?
So we are told of the student's stream from the faculty. So it's not something that the student has to worry about. It's just something that's done between the faculty and residents.
So like for the aviation program, for example, the school term isn't during the spring, but you're for the spring and summer flying with the flight school. So how does
Right.
that work? Is that similar?
Yeah, so technically you're not studying then. So aviation students have the option of applying to live on campus for the spring term. And it's just a separate application. So it's not your first year application. It's something that you would apply to around like November for us, maybe them, but yeah, November, so around the same time. So if you wanted to live on campus, it's an option for that.
Just gonna have about 5 more minutes of questions. And I will say the spring term was my favorite term to be at Waterloo.
I was looking at on the website about the meal plan. They was talking about the mandatory meal plan, there's like 50% discount or something like that. Do you clarify on that?
Yeah, so it's not a 50% discount. So what happens is say their fee is $3,000. We take $1,500 off of the meal plan right away for like fees and like charges over the next 4 months. And what happens is every transaction that the student makes within the food services, like our campus has in Eries or on main campus, we only charge the student 50% of the cost. So they pay 50% upfront, and then we only charge them 50% of each purchase beyond that.
I'm not sure if you're, I don't quite remember if you mentioned, but is the guaranteed housing also available to students who have prior post-secondary education, or is it only for high school graduates?
Yeah, are you coming as a transfer student?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so we do guarantee housing for transfer students for their first year at Waterloo. So you would apply to the first year guarantee and indicate that you are a transfer student. I'd send a follow-up email to housing@uwaterloo.ca just to let us know that your application's there and that you're a transfer student. And then, yeah, you will be guaranteed housing.
Hi, so I just wanted to ask regarding the university college applications. So like something like St. Jerome's, does it matter when I fill out the application form before June 10th? And are they like made out, the acceptance is made out on a rolling basis, or is everyone considered it?
Yeah, good question here. So because you'll be using that first year residence guarantee form known as that FIBRA form, same thing as if you wanted to go to main campus housing. It's the same form, right? So as long as you're getting that in by June 10th, you're good to go. You aren't put in a certain rank or a certain priority. If you fill it out earlier, students are just lumped in together. As long as you complete it by June 10th, that deadline, you submit a $500 residence deposit, you're good to go for those ones, and you just rank whichever one you prefer the most. Yeah.
For the GBDA program, is there a cap at the Stratford campus that you can use your meal plan card at? Or if not, how would you use your lunch?
I didn't catch all that. James.
Is there a cafeteria at the Stratford campus for GPDA students?
No, so I would check with. I feel like GBDA, the first term is on main campus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for Fridays, but one thing you could do is chat with your residents. I know St. John's says this, Christine, maybe the main campus ones do. If you're going on Friday, you can request a bag lunch that morning. So when you go get your breakfast before you leave, they can have your lunch ready for you, just take it. Do the main campus residences also provide that in the cafeteria?
Yeah, there's lots of graphics.
And then the Stratford campus has kitchenettes and microwaves and everything. And really good food in Stratford, so. We'll do maybe a couple more questions, and then Christine and Jameson are available on campus with their campus colleagues as well.
Thanks for all that great info about the meal plans. But I know a lot of parents are kind of hoping our kids will make some healthy meals on their own. So what does that look like when it comes to groceries, fridges, freezers, for instance, if you want to send your kid along with some frozen meals, what does that look like?
Yeah, so specifically for St. Jerome's, there's mini fridges inside all the residence rooms. If you're on one of the university college residences, obviously that's with an all-you-can-eat meal plan. You'll notice that even if you go to some of the university college residences today, you'll notice that a lot of them have some of their spreads that they would offer for residence food. So you can kind of try some samples of what they would typically offer. A lot of the times it's very unique things that a lot of people don't actually like conceptualize. So it's like stir fries. Sometimes they do like seafood nights, steaks, like actually really, really cool food. Apart from like, burgers and pizzas and so forth. Yeah, handmade sandwiches and wraps. So there's a lot of healthy options. And a lot of the residences and residence cafeterias across the campus really prioritize a lot of like sustainable, locally sourced food when possible. And they're very accommodating to dietary restrictions. So all options, vegetarian, vegan, gluten, things like that. Yeah.
Sure, right. But fridge space, freezer space.
Yeah, freezer space. So at St. Jerome's, there wouldn't be any like freezers or things like that students can use, apart from like a shared residence kitchen, but obviously that'd be a little bit limited. I'm not sure about the main campus.
Yeah, so if you're in traditional style housing, each floor would have a common area with a full fridge, and they have freezers as well. And yeah, that exists as well in if you're in a suite, you would have a full size fridge in your kitchen. So yeah.
So it's pretty rare if you're in a suite, you can expect. So.
Yeah, 100%. But within campus housing, there is a full fridge on every floor of our residence.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
I've noticed too, some of our chefs on campus with food services have done cooking classes as well. So that'd be up to the students to the initiative to go, but that's kind of a good way to learn from a Red Seal chef as well. But I think that brings us to our time. If you have a few minutes, folks have some individual questions. So Jameson, Christine, and myself will stick around up here, but thanks for coming and learning more about campus housing. Again, go and find that free food, check out the different styles if you like, and thanks for joining us at Waterloo. Have a good day.